Hi guys, this is Lakshmi with Data Clarity, and today I'm going to talk about what I consider the most important guideline while choosing a BI platform. And that guideline is to begin with your data. So let's get started. So, just to quickly recap the guidelines that I have in my previous video, as far as selecting a BI platform, start with your data, which is what we're going to get into details today. Figure out the report quality and features that you need. Uh, Understand very clearly what data security and privacy requirements you have. Pick a tool with an active user community. Really understand and evaluate whether you need a data warehouse, all the different price points and price considerations, and lastly, try before you buy. So let's get into the details of starting with your data. So there are really four broad questions that one needs to think about when picking a BI tool and starting with your data. And that is, why do you want to analyze your data? You don't want to do it just because it's there. What data do you want to analyze? Where does this data reside? Is it in the cloud? Is it on premises? Is it in your emails, in spreadsheets? And finally, how can this data be pulled into your BI tool in the most cost effective fashion? So let's get into the details of each of these questions. So, first up, the why. Uh, think about what is the business problem you are trying to solve or business question that you are trying to answer. Is it sales declining in a specific region, or you want a better way to manage your inventory, or you're looking to understand the return on ad spend across all the different social media ads that you are running? Once you answer these questions, they are going to lead you to the data that you will need to answer your questions. So, your business problem is what will lead you to your data. Next up is the what. So, what are you going to analyze? Now, any business generates a lot of data. That's a given. But don't try to analyze your data just because it's there and you think everybody's analyzing it, so you should. Focus only on the data that holds the answers to your business problems or business questions. So it could be sales data, it could be data that's in QuickBooks, it could be combining data from Facebook, from Google Ads, from Facebook Ads, from Google Analytics to get a clearer picture of what your customers are doing, what ads they're clicking on, and so where to concentrate your ad spend. Next up is the where. So, where is this data that you want to analyze? It could be in Excel files that somebody in your team updates every week or every month and then emails out to everybody. It could be in a SQL database on premises, so in your office or in the cloud. It could be in an online cloud based service like QuickBooks Online, Google Analytics, Project Online, Jira, Salesforce, any one of these cloud based services. So it's important to know where your data is and then look for BI tools that work easily with these types of data. Now we get into the details with the how of how to get this data into the BI tool. Broadly, there are three ways to get data into any BI tool. The first, which is the most straightforward and the most cost effective, is the native integration. And what that means is the BI tool has out of the box support for your data. So, for example, Power BI supports SQL Server right out of the box. They're both from Microsoft, right? So that's a no-brainer. Google Data Studio has out of the box support for Google Analytics, another Google product. Another way that BI tools can pull data is using web APIs. So you can have Jira, for example, exposes a web API, which Power BI can use to pull Jira metrics and numbers into Power BI. So all of these ways of doing native integration are free of charge and are usually the most straightforward. The second option for integrating your data is using a third-party connector. With very few exceptions of open source connectors, almost all third-party connectors are paid. One example, one connector that I've used a lot is from CData, and it's the Power BI connector for QuickBooks Online. And that runs about $400 a year, just to give an idea of the price point. And that's for a single seat license. And then the third option for pulling data into a BI tool is a third party service, which is going to take the data from the source, let's say Facebook ads, and put it in a data warehouse. That data warehouse can be hosted by the service itself, or the data warehouse can be one that you own and manage. And this is traditionally the most expensive option and would require also some technical expertise if you want to put this data in your own data warehouse. Some examples of services that do this are Stitch Data, Panoply. These are the two more popular ones. There are many others out there. So the takeaway as far as your data is, start with your business problems. What do you want to solve? What do you want to analyze? What questions do you want to answer? That's going to lead you to the data that you need to analyze. And to keep your monthly costs low, look for a BI tool that can easily pull in these data points that you've identified, so you can stay away from third-party connectors and third-party integration services and keep your costs low. If you have any questions, please send me an email at info@dataclarity.com. And as always, if you found the video useful, please let me know in the comments and subscribe to the channel. In the next video after this, I will be focusing on guideline number 2, which is understanding what report quality and features you need to decide on before picking a BI tool. So I will see you guys on that video. Thank you. Bye.